Are these the best inline skates you can buy for your kids off Amazon.com? I think so. Stay tuned and I'll explain why. What's up? I'm Jeff and this is Fun Sized Adventures, where we're all about getting you and your family outdoors and on adventures in your own backyard and beyond. Now, if you were a kid like me growing up in the 90s, you can remember seeing Mighty Ducks. You saw them rollerblading down that mall and you're like, I gotta get rollerblades, I gotta do this. Not too long after that, I'm sure there was a fair amount of begging on our part, but our parents got us some inline skates and we had a blast with them. Now, these weren't the greatest ones, but they definitely got the job done. And after a few years, we started to outgrow them, and the wheels, they were really hard wheels and they started to kind of break apart, and they also didn't roll the greatest even when they were new. But we were kids, we didn't know any better. So not long after that, I decided I wanted to upgrade, and I saw these ones at Kmart that looked so good. I saved up my allowance for 6 weeks to be able to afford these $30 skates, only to get them home and realize that they were not everything I thought they would be. First time they hit the hot pavement, those wheels were made of such soft polyurethane that they just melted and they stretched off the hubs, and it was a nightmare. But that's the sort of thing I wanted to avoid when I was buying some skates for my kids, so that they could have a good first experience with inline skating. Now, when you go on Amazon to try to look for skates, you're gonna find 3 basic categories of skates. You're gonna find the budget ones, which range anywhere from like $30 up to $50, $55. And they have a lot of brand names that you're not gonna recognize. You're gonna need a pronunciation guide for a lot of them. There might be some that are worth it, but I just don't know enough about them. And then you go to the highest end, which would be the Rollerblade brand, which is anywhere from $100 to $150 for some kids' skates, which is way too much money. I know they're gonna be a great product, but I know I can't afford that, and I'm assuming you can't either. But then I saw these. These are by the brand K2, which I remember, they've been around since I was a kid. They make snowboards, they make skates. And this is the K2 Raider, Youth Raider, and this is the skate that I ended up buying. These were about $70, which is still quite a bit of money, but I think you're gonna agree with me that they're worth every penny of it. Now, the things that I like about these skates, we've got the soft boot construction. Now, this is something new since I was a kid, that it's more like a sneaker on the top here, so this is gonna be very comfortable, and their feet aren't gonna get fatigued from skating in them for hours. The second thing is these are adjustable. You can push this button here, you can slide the boot in and out. This is the larger size. It's just anywhere from size 1 to size 5. So they're gonna get several years worth of use out of these, which just kind of spreads that cost out and makes them even more worth it. So as far as wheels go, these are 70mm wheels, which is a good size for a rollerblade wheel. They are 80A, which is the durometer. That's how firm the polyurethane is gonna be, how much rebound it has. And that's about what you're gonna want. A skateboard wheel is gonna be harder at like 100A, but for inline skates, you're gonna want about an 80. So they got that good balance of grip as well as hardness. Oh, and Ethan's here now. The last thing I liked about these was the ease of putting on. You see there's laces, there's this Velcro strap, and there's the buckle. Well, the first time you put them on, you tie them up, you get the laces tied, they're nice and tight, and then you can still slide your foot out when you're done with them, which means you're gonna be able to slide your foot back on, not have to redo the laces every time. You'll just pull this Velcro strap tight, get your buckle tight up here, and you'll be good to go. And it's gonna cut down a lot of the time it's gonna take to get these on and off. At the time of me purchasing, they were available in a couple different colors. These are Calvin's, these are Ethan's. What is your favorite thing about them?
I like how it goes.
You like how you can get them nice and tight?
Yeah.
It kind of holds your ankle from being wobbly when they're tight.
And when I take these off, my feet are like super hot. They're sweaty.
Yeah. They might not have the greatest ventilation, which leads me to what I don't like about them. And there's very little so far. We've used these probably half a dozen times and they're holding up great. But the one thing that I'm not completely sold on is the soft boot. I'm afraid that once we get these outside on rough pavement, fall down, you might tear holes in these. But that could just be because the skates that I've been riding for 20 years are like a giant brick in comparison. These have got like 1/4-inch thick nylon on the outside. I bought these after watching the X Games, and turns out I can't do 900s, so.
The X Games.
Now you know what the best skate on Amazon is. The next thing you're gonna need is a helmet, because otherwise you're gonna fall and hit your head and you're gonna forget all that great information I just gave you. So if you wanna see what my pick is, click on this video right up here. Until next time, get out there and have a fun-sized adventure of your own in your own backyard and beyond.